Yeah, I think low interest rates, good economic growth, stable capital, an ability to grow, and an ability to raise rents in a number of different subsectors all make sense. Total return, dividend yields in excess of comparable bond yields. So if you're a long-term investor looking to take a little bit of risk off the table and looking for a good total return number, going out for a while, REITs are attractive here in a number of different subsectors.
Tell me about the subsectors you favor right now, because there are REITs and then there are REITs.
Yeah, and one of the factors, you mentioned the coronavirus, but there are many REITs that are U.S., primarily U.S.-centric. So you take away the international risk of the coronavirus spreading, in a much worse way globally than in the U.S. We would look at apartment REITs, good economic conditions. People need to find places to live. Avalon Bay Communities, Essex Properties are a couple that we own there. Warehousing, retail, medical office space, general office space. So, I would say diversify.
So let me turn to you, Sandy, and get you to explain your thinking here a little bit. My notes tell me that you are urging people to comb through their portfolios, look for overvalued securities, stocks, mutual funds, whatever, and look to take some profits. And yet, at the same time, you point out that there is no irrational exuberance that you can see. There is a lot of cash on the sidelines. There isn't a sense of euphoria that often accompanies a big market turn, so you remain bullish. So on the one hand, you're saying take profits. On the other hand, you seem to be saying, I'm bullish, keep money at work.
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to be, I'd say 80 to 85% invested. For us, we've got about 15 or 20% in cash, which is really record levels for us. But I do think it's an opportunity with the market at all-time highs for people to go through and look at your portfolio and find those names that maybe you don't have high conviction in, that maybe they've gotten a little bit stretched on valuation, and go ahead and take some profits here. I think that's a prudent thing to do with the market at all-time highs.
Sandy, I know you typically look at some of the smaller and mid-sized companies, but in this day and age, there's plenty of large caps that you could argue are attractive or value names, however you want to describe it. And we were talking about this upgrade in Caterpillar last hour. Would you be willing to kind of take a look at some parts of the market that have been left behind here?
Yeah, we're always looking for, little dislocations in the market. And if the coronavirus continues to, get beyond 1,300, deaths and that starts to spook the market, then we're going to certainly look at that as an opportunity to buy. We had great opportunities even a couple months ago to buy a little bit, and certainly December of 18 was an opportunity to buy, kind of whatever you wanted. So for the most part, we're going to buy younger, growthier, small cap companies. We love Eldorado Resorts right now, not only because they don't have exposure to coronavirus, but doing some good things with their acquisition of Caesars right now. And we think it's one of these deals where management is really under-promised and they should over-deliver.
So, Michael, where does coronavirus fit into your investing practice or thesis right now? It obviously is going to have some effect on global GDP, it would seem. How do you factor it in?
It's a risk factor as being an uncertain factor. I mean, presently the flu is a lot more dangerous than the coronavirus. But the coronavirus is new. We're trying to quantify how bad it's going to be and what impact it's going to have globally. And until we get some of those data points figured out, it's going to be difficult to predict. And because of that, you're subject to overreaction potentially, to be cautious. And that makes sense. But we've got a lot of good economic activity, a lot of good economic indicators, data points, et cetera. And so, this is one that could begin to change that story if it turns out to be much worse than expected. But at the moment, the flu is a worse thing to get this winter than the coronavirus.